Welcome back to Chattachef's Kitchen. Here we are today making pork tinga. Tinga, tinga, tinga. Fun word to say, even better, more fun to eat. So we're gonna do some pork tinga tacos. Tinga is basically a stewed shredded meat, traditionally done with chicken in a Hispanic fashion. Of course, I'm gonna do mine a little bit different. We're gonna do kind of a roasted, slow braised pork tinga. So what we're gonna do the mix. The mix is not for a weak at heart, so this is what we got going for the mix. We're gonna first take a little smoothie container. We're gonna make our smoothie, a very potent smoothie. We're gonna use Chipotle Peppers. I'm gonna use half a can of Chipotles. This is a 7.5, so 3 1/4. Half a can of these. Then I'm gonna use about 6 heads of garlic, as I said, not a weak at heart. 1 whole onion, about a cup, okay? I'm gonna use a little bit of, about a cup of water, just to get the smoothie going. And then turmeric. This is something that I found researching a lot of recipes. And this with the Chipotle brings out a great flavor. Yeah, it'll make everything a nice bright yellow. Then I'm gonna go ahead and juice some limes. I got 3 limes here. Save your limes because we're gonna throw those in when we roast the pork. So we're gonna juice our 3 limes in there. Love to do this with chicken also. Today we're gonna use a Boston butt, or a pork shoulder, if you wanna call it that. It's funny, the butt is on the shoulder of a pork, and where the butt of a ham is called the ham, or on the pig is a ham. Okay, enough of the anatomy of a pig. So we've got all our ingredients in there, and then we're gonna add our sugar right in the end. This sugar is gonna kind of help the pork caramelize, and it's also gonna do a whole lot with to kind of tame down that spicy chipotle you have. So we are gonna get it off and go over to the blender. And here we go, we're gonna make the hottest smoothie in the world right now. We wanna make sure everything's incorporated, all the onions, everything's pureed. Now if you don't have a blender, you can chop everything up really fine too. Okay, now we're done with the marinade. This is great. This will hold for a while too. There we got it, the pig. The pig is out. Yes, I do have a lot of these shirts you'll see throughout my videos. Your Chattachef's favorite collective t-shirt is one of these. Maybe I cannot mention the name of the supermarket, but we all know what it is. Okay, so we've got our pork shoulder. We're gonna prepare that. This is a bone out, a great easy cut. What I look for is I like to have a lot of fat in these, so when they do roast, they do not dry out. So we're gonna cut them into, I've got about 8 pounds of meat here. That's enough for the marinade. We're gonna cut them into about maybe 8-ounce pieces. So here I'm gonna go ahead and just prepare all this. And when you cook it, it'll render a lot of the fat off. The fat will also flavor the taco, and it is also will be a really good thing to cook with afterwards if you want a real flavorful fat to cook with afterwards. You can make rice, you can make dirty rice with it and stuff like that. So very simple. Cutting the pork like this. So this is definitely not butchering, you're just kind of cutting it into pieces. You know, you go into the grocery store and you get country spare ribs. That's basically what this is. It's just a against the grain cut on a pork shoulder or ham. So we've got all of our ham in there, all of our pork in here. What we're gonna do is we're gonna season it really well with salt first before we add our so about I'll put about a 1/4 cup of salt in there. Looks like a lot of salt, but, and gonna mix it up really good. Now, after we know the salt's in there really good, then we're gonna go ahead and take our top off. But when your hands are real slippery, we'll be back in one moment. And we're back after that short little technical difficulties. Never try to open a Vitamix after it's been tightened down when you have all the oil and moisture on your hands. So here we go. We've got the great marinade, turmeric, chipotle peppers, limes, sugar, a little bit of water, salt, now, and garlic, onions. I'm gonna go ahead and put my rest of my limes in there. I'm gonna go over here, and then we're just gonna kind of get this evenly coated. And you can leave this out. I'll leave it out for about an hour. And you will be surprised. When your meat has this much fat in it, the marinade tends to penetrate fat a lot more than it does just the meat protein. So now we got this, and we're gonna let it marinate, and we will come back in 1 hour, and we will get this great pork tinga in the oven. It's Tinga time. It's Tinga time. Yes, it is. So now we've got our pork. It's been marinating for a little bit over an hour. One thing I did not add is, if you want to do chicken, I would use chicken thighs. A lot more fat. A lot more. It won't dry out as much as the actual chicken breast. So I would do that. So we just got a simple roasting pan that we have a little lid. This is a La Creuset. Cast iron. It doesn't have to be cast iron. If you don't have that and you want to use something simple like a sheet pan, just gently oil your sheet pan, and then you can cover it with foil. This works great also. So we're just going to take this wonderful marinated pork, and we can put it in there pretty generously. We don't have to worry about it not touching or anything like that, or overlapping a little bit. But what we want to do is we want to put it to about a 450 degree oven, covered. And I'm going to do that for roughly an hour and 20 minutes. Now, it being covered, this is a pretty tight lid, so if you are using a sheet pan and foil, it might be a little bit, might not be as long. You want to check it. And I'm going to check this every once in a while. But this is going to render a lot of that fat out, and it's going to cook in that fat. You'll look at a lot of Tinga recipes, and it'll say chorizo sausage should go into it. Obviously, I'm not using chorizo sausage in mine. I like just doing straight pork, and you'll get a great flavor in it. So this is maybe a little bit too much in there, but as I'm going into a high heat oven, it's going to be great. I'll just throw a couple of the. They're going to get a little bit of that flavor of the zest of the lime, or the peel, not the zest. And we're going to take it, we're going to cover it, and then I've got an oven preheated at 450 degrees, as I said, behind me. I'm going to turn the convection on, so the convection is on this oven. So this would be 475 in a regular oven. Of course, I got a little bit bigger oven, but we're going to put that in there. Adjust the shelves, put it in there. What I would do is, this is live TV. You're not going to get this on any other show. Take the shelf down one. I wouldn't cook chicken as long as I would pork, because the chicken will become tender much quicker. So we're going to let that pork go. Come back, look at it in an hour and a half. I'll take the top off and let it go for about 15-20 minutes. Lots of sugar. We put about a cup of sugar in that marinade, remember. Lots of sugar. That's going to caramelize. Almost going to turn what you would think is burnt. It's not burnt. That's going to be that crunchy, barky flavor that we're going to use in our tacos. Okay, it's been about an hour and 20 minutes. We're going to open this up. Nice and warm here. We're going to take the lid off of our roaster, and that looks absolutely perfect. We're going to go about another 20 minutes. Let that caramelize up. Nice and brown, and then we will be ready for some tacos. I'm ready now. I'm ready, and I am hungry. It's getting to be dinner time. I just took the lid off the Tinga, let it go for a little bit longer, and it's time to pull it out of the oven. Oh boy. And this is it, and that's what you want. You want that nice dark color. You want to make sure when you do this that you're not the one doing dishes, okay? Because that's going to be hard to clean because of all the sugar. But, just kidding. I'm going to do the dishes, maybe. Okay, so what we're going to do is take some of this great pork here, and take 2 little pieces off there. And I always love to use the cleaver. This is an old cleaver that my mother actually got me from Hong Kong that survived all my culinary travels. So we're gonna chop it. And you're getting that crispy outside, and you're gonna get the tender inside. You see how that meat falls apart? Nice and... Okay. I like to prepare my meat with some little bit of raw onion in the end, okay? And we're going to use a little bit of, you should have plenty of salt, you should have plenty of flavor in there if you want to add more to it. We aren't, so we've got a little bit of fresh lime. Put a little fresh cilantro in there. Some people do not like cilantro, understand. They think it tastes like soap, but hey, you know what? I don't. So what we're going to do here, and this is what I do at home because I'm at home and I'm here. I'm going to turn our gas burner on, and we're just going to throw little mini tortillas on there. I'll tell you one thing: you can do these in a toaster. I've done them in my toaster in the morning when we do huevos rancheros. Great. You put 2 together in a toaster. You let them toast and toast them up, and they're great. So. So all we want to do is get a little color on these, okay? So we're going to use 3 of these. We're going to get a little color on them. You can use larger ones if you want. Getting a little color on them is just going to add a little bit of flavor. So now that we have these with a little color on them, we're going to take 2 of them and put them in our boat. I'll tell you one thing, this right here looks great. And oh, boom, what? This is a Maryland Portera bowl from the River Gallery again. These are great, fun, colorful bowls. Sometimes when you do stuff like this, it's just so much fun to get neat pottery, and she has it, and it's great. So I'm gonna take this, toss it a little bit. We've got our lime, our cilantro, and our raw onion. And you know, all that heat we put in there, all that sugar, all that salt, tons and tons of flavor. So we're gonna just put a little bit in these. These are little, they call them street tacos. You can get them at any store. We got these at our local grocery. And then my son just came back. He just came back from the market. We sell bread from our bakeries in the market. And he came back, and there's a company, Daylillies, and they always set up next to him, and they have build your own salsa. So he did this, and he said, "Dad, I built a watermelon sauce." And I'm like, this is gonna be perfect. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a little bit of my son Will's watermelon salsa and put it over the top. You know what? Any salsa is great, but it's fresh. And this is the fresh salsa, and that's what I really want. In the end, then I love a little bit of queso fresco on there. And I know my cameraman, he's been working hard all day on this, and he's also been very patient. Patient for a 10-year-old, very patient for a 10-year-old. But, so here we go. These are great pork tinga tacos. And they've got a little bit of watermelon salsa from the Chattanooga market from Daylillies, which is a great, I'm really excited to enjoy that flavor. Little fresh lemon, boom. You know what, put a lime in there for garnish, and then you can just put a little bit of fresh cilantro over the top, boom, there you go. Great, great pork tinga tacos. I know my cameraman's dying, so come on, Sam, let's try some. Oh, and we're back here at Chattachef's kitchen. We've got our cameraman. He has been waiting for these all afternoon long. And what I want you to do is, you know, click the subscribe. I want to say subscribe, watch, learn, eat. And that is really what I want you to do. We want to keep these things going, and we want to have fun, entertaining food. Anything you guys want to see, just please comment down below. But thank you all for watching. pork tinga tacos. Great. What do you say there, Sam? How are they?
Good.
There you go. Thank you.